I have a bad feeling about this.
A star seeking to cast the skies beneath its shadow. A beast as cunning as it was debauched. These forces nearly toppled multiplex worlds. Though life survived, the battle left a scar. We now saw the fragility of existence. This is one iteration of the Sky Realm. A blue expanse abandoned by the gods, where islands float among drifting clouds. The astral Beelzebub sought to conquer this and other dimensions by warping causality, the laws of the universe, melting the whole of existence into a kingdom his own. But the serpent Belial drained Beelzebub of his powers, channeling them towards the resurrection of his creator, Lucilius. When all hope seemed lost, a crew of Skyfarers thwarted both Astral and Serpent. Thus, the skies were saved, and time flowed on.
Until... Huh?
It can't be. Doomsday. It's here.
Doomsday? What kind of glimpse does she see? Hi, Belial. Oh! Well, that's freaky.
Sleep well, sweet Messiah.
Hello.
Nights have been lonely without you. Why don't you hold me?
Inverting causality takes precedence. Let us head out.
I always did like professional types. They're so sharp and forceful. No prep either. It's bold of you to go straight in.
Hi, Lucilius. Oh... Are we going to fight him right away? Oh, shit. Ah! Fucking hells.
Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising.
Yes. Okay. Let me see 3. That's not gonna do much. Let's do this one. I don't. Cut to support skills cooldown. I don't. What do you mean can't join this quest? Answer. Oh. Oh. This is going to be bad.
Mission complete. Took longer than expected, but we did all right in the end.
Gran, Jita, you were amazing out there. Look at you two, keeping trash off city streets. But even heroes have to rest, you know. Catalina's worried about both of you. She says you're going to work yourself sick. I get this goblin hunt was sprung on you out of the blue, but if you'd gone back and grabbed more crewmates, you wouldn't be out so late.
You're right. It's just, I've been feeling antsy, you know? It's been so quiet. I keep getting reeled in by every chance at action.
Besides, the crew just had their memories patched back together. They deserve the rest, and we need the training.
She's right. It might be calm now, but this is just the eye of the storm. Beelzebub's still out there, and we all know he schemes as easily as he breathes.
He's not even the biggest of our worries. Remember what we heard about Lucilius? If he awakens, it's lights out for the rest of us.
He almost destroyed Jita's world. We can't let him jeopardize ours.
Singing Big Daddy's praises. Music to my ears.
Hello, Belial. Hello, Belial. How an
That voice!
Belial!
I can tell you missed me, Singularities. Can almost see tails wagging. Don't worry. I've brought a treat for you puppies. A certain someone you must be dying to meet.
Who?
Lucilius!
That's him?
He really did it! He dragged Psycho back from the dead!
It's been a while, so let's talk before getting hot and heavy. Watch the stars, be kissed by the breeze, make this time special. We used to be so rough, impatient. But if we knew one another better, it might engender tenderness.
Commencing test. Stand aside.
This'll be a turn-on. A private peep show into Silius's experiments.
Gran, sword up! He's like nothing we fought before.
We'll pull through this. Together.
Alright, let's do this, buddy.
Commencing test. Paradise lost.
Gran! Gita!
What? Too soon. Perhaps with these new parameters, we'll bring about a more favorable outcome. Long suffering. It's illogical. Forlorn. Let there be blood. Surrender!
You don't scare me! That worked.
Forsaken.
Rising!
What next?
You got a plan? This guy?
I'll make you.
How is he so powerful?
Exile hasn't weakened him one bit. We can't take him alone.
Wretch.
Oh,
What? Let me stop wasting my time. I'm finished.
Please! No harm! Here it comes! Probably got your
This is the extent of your power, singularities.
Ow. Oh, it only got him to 2%. The 52%. I didn't even do enough. What the hell went wrong? I don't get it. Am I supposed to not win? Oh!
Jita!
No! This isn't...
Oh shit!
Laria! Why? Is it the life link?
Lyria shares Jita's pain, and I share Lyria's.
The life link serves as an indirect tether between the singularities. An intriguing oversight of causalities, but irrelevant if all three perish, die.
Lyria, Jita, they need me.
Hey, those are my friends! You want them, you're gonna...
Paradise Lost.
Holy shit, dude.
Pent up much? That release of yours blew up an island.
They survived.
You sure? Their real estate's gone. And it's a long fall to the pit of the skies.
Quite sure. The gods insist upon meddling. Expected, but irksome nonetheless. Leave the singularities for now. We'll return to Point Zero and relay the groundwork for the grand finale.
Perfect. The longer the setup, the sweeter the climax.
Fallen Angel. Supreme Primarch. Lucilius. Lucifer. I didn't get to do. I didn't get into like half. I didn't get to like past 50% of its health. I guess it's a fight you don't have. You can't really win. A good try, I guess.
Zephyr Soft, deliver her from the Valley of Death. You can breathe easy now. The danger's past.
Who are you?
Thank goodness! We should be thanking Magic Man. If he hadn't blown in, we'd have blown up.
Paradise Lost.
Tempest fell. Bear them to safe haven!
Zinging still.
Oh, no, please. No thanks required. The Singularity and I are friends. And so I thought, were we? Look at my face. No sparks going off?
I'm really sorry. You feel familiar, if that's any comfort.
Patchwork memories. Two singularities. Mixed together dimensions and chaos bubbles to the surface. But that chaos is what drew me here. I have a mission to see through.
Before we change topics, mind telling us who you are?
Of course. Tis I, War God, Mad Cyclone,
Grimnir. Yeah, I know.
Grimnir. This beastkin often goes by a self-proclaimed mocker, the Mad Cyclone. As a disciple of the Primarch of Wind, Raphael, he has descended upon the Sky Dome with a mission to save the world. Curious by nature, he attaches himself to anything he considers to be cool. Due to the extended time he has spent usurping the Sky Dwellers, he has adopted a unique manner of speech. Interesting.
Singularity! Huh, you came too? And you remember me!
How could I forget? Thanks for for saving my life, by the way.
Cheetah, you're finally awake. Don't you ever scare me like that again.
I've broken that promise before, and I'll break it again. But things should get easier with this primal around. Meet the Disciple of Wind and Ally of Angels.
Ooh, time for take two. Ahem. 'Tis I, War God, Mad Cyclone, Grimnir! Feels great to be back among friends. That includes you, Red Dragon, Girl in Blue.
Right. Cool to have you on board, Windy Miguel. I'll just call you Windy for short.
Or guess we should say back on board.
Make that a welcome from all four of us, Grimnir.
Ah, the other singularity! Glad to see you back amongst the living. I consider you a friend as much as Jita. I'd better tell you why I'm here. It's a winding tale and you're barely conscious. But there's no time to rest, I'm afraid.
Huh?
This world is being consumed by chaos. It began with Beelzebub's raising of dimensional barriers. Once parallel worlds coalesced, he would get to rule over all. Gran, you were alerted to Beelzebub's plan by the cracking of causality. You gathered your crew and toppled the would-be king, but it was too late. The barriers had been shattered. Worlds flowed into one another. Two singularities were washed ashore on a single plane. But Gran and Jita weren't the only things the tide rolled in. There's also the fallen angel, Belial.
A group primal beast established by the astral Lucilius, swayed by Belial's tongue, the fallen angels rebelled against Lucifer, the supreme primarch. When the rebellion fails, they are sealed in pandemonious punishment. However, their imprisonment is all part of Lucilius' plan to amass primal beast's core to conduct his forbidden experiments and bring about his grand finale.
With the fabric of existence threadbare, he forced his way back from the dimensional rift. Once here, he set about aggrandizing the chaos. Belial meant to delve back into the rift so he could extract another prisoner, the Lord of Fallen Angels, Lucilius.
An impassive Astro who was the head researcher of the research lab, as his research into evolution progressed, he drew his own conclusions about God's designs, and established that the fallen angels will bring about his grand finale. A plan he intended to destroy the world during a great battle. He was betrayed and beheaded by Lucifer, a primal beast created by his own image. However, he would eventually be resurrected by Belial as a part of the schemes to bind Lucifer. At the same time, he obtained Lucifer's overwhelming fighting strength. Likes free will, dislikes summer. Interesting.
Lucilius also seeks the convergence of worlds, but not to rule. He aims to draw everything into the sea of chaos and drown it. You all saw Lucilius, his might, the powers of Lucifer, once supreme Primarch, were just a carbon copy of his. Though Jita defeated him before, she had the aid of Sandalphon, the current supreme Primarch, and the only warrior in the skies equal to Lucilius.
The head of the Primarch who commands the other Archangels, Lucifer was one of the original primal beasts created by the Astrals to oversee and guide evolution within the Skydoms as the Supreme Primarch. However, as a result, Belial's twisted scheme, he died by the hands of Beelzebub, and Sandalphon would eventually be the one to inherit the Supreme Primarch's power, decision, and purpose.
But in this world, there are no angels. There exists none who can challenge him.
What? So we can't win?
Don't worry! All that was just the prologue. Now, let's talk about why I manifested.
Burglars!
Meeting on sinking still. Excuse me?
All right. Who are you? What do you want?
Wait!
She just threw a fucking frying pan into her hair. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, that was so uncalled for! Do I look like a burglar?
This is our house. Well, minus Magic Man over there. The question is, who are you?
Wait. Vern?
Huh? Who told you my name?
What? You're kidding. Right?
Do we know you?
Oh.
Why me?
Oh my god. This is so anime.
Gran! Cheetah! Oh gosh, I've wanted to apologize for so long. Oh, but seeing you here like this, oh, it makes everything feel all right again.
Miss?
We, oh. Right. So, how we know each other, or how I know you, I guess. I lived here too, which makes us neighbors, or same islanders?
Excuse me?
Ouchie times 1,000.
Oops. I am so sorry. I shouldn't have called you a burglar, or given you a frying pan to the face.
Gran, she ringing any bells for you?
No? It's... yeah, hard to say. Part of me thinks this is our first time meeting. But part of me is sure she's a forgotten memory.
I feel the same way. All I know is, if we met her, it was before we set sail with the crew.
It's weird that she remembers each of us, but none of us remember her.
That is a very... That is interesting. If she knows them, but none of them knows her, then what does it make her be? Oh. Oh. Maybe. Maybe that's what it was. I have a theory. But if it is what I think it is, then...
Maybe you knew each other as kids. You said you're from Zinken still, right?
Rayan. My name's Rayan. Gran, Cheetah, you don't need to introduce yourselves.
What the hell are you supposed to be anyway? Or are you? Like a mother of a sort?
You should hear the stories people here tell about you. Oh, it's so exciting to meet face to face.
Maybe not. But I have some theories about this girl, about Rian. It's kind of strange. I'm getting some weird vibes from this. Maybe. I'm have some weird vibes about this. So Jija, don't know Rian, but Rian knows them. So my theory is, if Rian somehow know them, at some point, did she's have like some sort of visions about meeting them? Or something? I don't know. Beats me.
Hi, Ryan. I'm Lyria. Do you live in this village?
I must have seen you somewhere or other.
We've never really talked, but I'm sure we bumped into each other. Back when I was a good old Zinkenstill citizen.
Something's off. It's not that she's lying.
Ah. You know what it is, don't you, Grimir?
Her existence. It's warped. A ripple in the pond of our universe. She's a greater anomaly than even the singularities.
Ah. A greater anomaly than even the singularities. See, interesting. See, that's what I was thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Ah, that's interesting. No, that kind of makes sense when you're just thinking about it, but her existence. So Rain's existence is warped. A greater anomaly than even the singularities. What does that make her be if her existence is warped? A greater anomaly than even the singularities themselves. See, here's the funny thing about anomalies and stuff. Does this just mean anomaly that which either should not exist? Because if that is the case, then I guess that kind of leaves the question, if that is the case, if this is, if Versus Rising is an alternate timeline, where Gran and the crew went to Zendegrande and Relink, or Jita for that matter, if that were the case. But here, none of them went to Zendegrande. So, that just leaves this possibility. They never left, and they're stuck in Fentegrande. And supposedly, if that is the case, then if Rayan's existence is warped and a ripple in the pond of the universe, a greater anomaly even than the singularities. What does this mean for the entire story of Versus Rising? Knowing that there is a patch, like a story patch, and a playable character might be on the way soon for Versus Rising, but I don't know. I don't have like exact information as to what's going on, but Grimir seems to know what's up.
So, I've been wondering, but you two are ghostly white. Is everything okay?
Right! How could I forget about your injuries? Some friend I am. There, a little wind to tuck you in. Now, chop chop, nighty night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite.
I'd better leave you to your rest then. Get well soon.
Wait! Wendy never got to finish his spiel.
They're old memories. They're searching for a clue, a sign that will help them remember Rayan. Always in vain. See, just as Grimir suspected. Defying Doomsday. doesn't take long for Grand Cypher to touch down Sinking style. 3 members disembark, Kalina, Sylvan, and Cagliostro. They've been chosen to visit Captain's sickbed on the behalf of the crew.
Lucilius.
Yeah.
Port Breeze vanished overnight. The news spread like wildfire to every corner of the skies. People are terrified.
Port Breeze is really gone? With just one attack?
We were there. We should have stopped him.
No. Lucilius is on the order of natural disaster. There's nothing you or any Sky Dweller could have done.
It's a miracle that you're alive. When I learned what happened, I thought... You're here. That's all that matters.
She's right. I get that it hurts, and things seem dark. But we can't turn back. We can only grope our way forward. Toward the future. Lucilius hasn't harmed another island. We need to keep it that way.
What's your story, Wonder Boy? Come to beat old Doom and Gloom?
Well, yes and no.
Come to think of it, you never finished telling us why you're here.
Now's as good a time as any.
Ahem. Gather round, gentles all, to hear why I, God of War, have alighted on this sea of chaos, bearing aloft the torch of my most sacred quest. You live in a sky without angels. Angels are the keepers of the 4 elements, which make up the natural world: fire, water, earth, and wind. Their work is essential to all living things, and yet, they don't exist here. Why? The answer lies with Lucilius. Lucilius was defeated once before, by the Singularity and Supreme Primarch. Trapped in the dimensional rift, he nurtured a hatred for angels. He saw them as traitors to their lord and creator. All it took was a breach in the dimensional barrier for that vitriol to seep through. It corrupted causality, pitting fate against the angels. Beelzebub provided that breach, and that wasn't all. He unwittingly showed Belial there was a way to bring Lucilius back.
And Belial didn't vanish with the angels, because following Lucilius into the rift got his divine membership revoked.
The whole of time and space has been contaminated, so no one knows when or where the angels started disappearing. There must also be another system in place maintaining the elements, but no one knows what that is either. Only one thing is certain. The world is diseased. It's riddled with abnormalities, including a second singularity, and robbed of its angels. And, like any ailing body, it's trying to heal. That is why I manifested. I'm to be the panacea that will restore the skies to their former state.
You're going to cure our world? But that would take the powers of a god.
I'm no stand-in for a god, but I am a disciple of Primarchs. I can carry out their task of balancing the 4 elements. It'll be a first step on the path back to normalcy. On the path back to a world with angels. So much is my office. So far goes my tale.
Woo! I nailed it! Amazing. We've been sent a divine emissary.
Okay. So I'm following along theoretically. But as a scientist, all this talk of gods and angels is turning my head.
That's what you have to work with if you want to beat Lucilius.
To recap, Lucilius has the powers of Lucifer, right? The Supreme Primarch? The most powerful being in all the skies?
One of the very first primal beasts ever created. He was known as the Supreme Primarch who commanded all other archangels. He was made to oversee evolution by the astral researcher who was keen interest in the subject. Bequeathed with the ultimate power of the astrals, he strived to protect the people of the sky realms. However, as a result of Belial's twisted scheme, he died at the hands of Beelzebub. Son of Un would eventually be the one to inherit the Supreme Primarch's power, decision and purpose.
You fight fire with fire and a Supreme Primarch with a Supreme Primarch. But Sandalphon doesn't exist in this world.
Sandalphon. Remind me again. He's the guy who beat the wacko Astral of the Apocalypse alongside Jita?
Correct. Sandalphon and the Singularity. We need both to triumph.
Wait, so you're saying we are gonna revive Sandalphon?
Exactly! The Supreme Primarch and not one, but two Singularities! Got us a winning team!
Right. But let's not forget, first, we have to fix the world. Disciple or not, does a Primal even have that kind of leverage?
When I manifested, the Primarchs granted me partial control over the four elements.
Oh! I thought you were gonna say different colors. So blue is a blue. Green is a yellow, red-ish? It's kind of weird. Red is very bright pink, and yellow is a streak of white and black feather? That's kind of weird.
We can restore at least a part of Fantagrande if I delegate that power. But we need primals of considerable influence.
Meaning the ones contracted to islands.
There's Colossus for fire, Leviathan for water, and Yggdrasil for earth.
But we're missing wind.
Tiamat's wind, but she was the guardian of Port Breeze.
And with Port Breeze destroyed,
I will wear the mantle of the Wind's Primal.
Great. Now we've formed a game plan. Question is, whether Lucilius is going to kick back, relax, and let us have our merry way.
That's a big no. Probably not. The story must continue. This might take a while. And it's hit a wall again.
this is Lucilius we're talking about. With one hit, he decimated an island. What makes you think he won't do the same to us?
The grand finale. I believe that will take first priority. For the time being, anyway.
Efficient. Why iron out the kinks if you're gonna blow it all up?
Lucilius is nothing if not a logician.
Then why'd he drop in on the captains? For fun?
Or as a show of power. Nah, Dr. Evil doesn't seem like the flexing type. Must have stood to gain something.
We don't have enough information to piece together his motives. What we do have is an opportunity.
An opportunity to carry out your mission, right?
So that's it. We're bringing back the angels.
Easier said than done. Unlucky for us, we can't pull a Lucilius and ignore our other problems. What about Beelzebub? Those doppelgangers weren't a pleasure to dance with either.
The doppelgangers. I'd almost forgotten what happened with Seox.
Interesting.
That Seox was convinced your death would stabilize the skies. These doppelgangers are a threat. Right now, everything's a mess. What if one infiltrates the crew under the cover of chaos?
He's right. Doppelgangers can assume the form of any one of us. We need to be careful.
We're gonna need a lot more than that. We need firepower, people, focused task groups.
I heard about the Port Breeze situation. And what's this about task groups?
Lancelot!
I'm glad to see you both safe. When I got the news, I expected the worst.
Well, now that you're here, pick a party. We've got the Angel Array, the Ganger Gang, and the Support Scouts.
I'll help the scouts. Been meaning to track down Siegfried.
Oh yeah. Wonder where he went.
I'd like the Singularities, the girl in blue, and Catalina to join me in the Angel Array. They know the most about Fontagrande's primals.
Why don't I direct the, Ganger Gang? Got some expertise in that area.
I could act as the head of the support scouts, but Cagliostro, would you be willing to advise me?
Yes, sirree! This search will be as easy as ABC!
Oh my god. The crew leaves the house and hurries to the Grand Cipher. The sky is blue, yet still blissfully unaware of the ghost beneath bright, blank face.
First, we get everyone to their destinations. Then, we circle back and find the primals.
Right. Let's do this. Hey! Hey! Wait!
Huh?
Rayan?
I made it! Something wrong? We're on a schedule here.
Take me with you.
Huh?
Rayan, we're sailing into incredible danger. We might not make it back. You can't just... No, I get it. But I have to see Beelzebub again.
Excuse me?
Beelzebub?
Who the hell are you, anyway? What business do you have with Blondie McPsycho?
Oh, well, he passed through the village not long ago. He was hurt pretty bad, so I helped patch him up, and... Long story short, I lent him something very important to me. When he disappeared a few days later, he took it with him. I want it back.
Pathetic. Astral, old as time, stealing from a little girl.
I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I was hanging around the house and caught the name Beelzebub. He's got no reason to come back to the village. Unless I set sail with you, I'll never see him again. Please, take me with you.
Stay here. It's for your own good.
If we find Beelzebub, we'll make him return whatever he stole. How's that?
No. I need to take it back personally.
Personally, you say?
I know I'm asking a lot, but that's how much this means to me. Please, I need to get on that ship.
But it just ain't safe.
Must have lost something irreplaceable if she's willing to risk her life. Gran, Jita, you're our captains. You make the decision.
Mind if I give the okay, Jita?
Go ahead. Hard to say no after hearing all that. And, can't put my finger on it, but something's telling me we should stick together. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You won't regret this.
I can feel it, because I've been blessed by the Primarchs. Her causality, it's not normal.
Yeah?
It surpasses even the angels.
Go on. So mysterious, like Patunda's haze cloaks Rian. But as a mirage, it disappears when Grim and Tress gets closer and discover its true nature. There's no time to piece together this riddle. The crew boards the Grand Cipher and takes to the winds. They're charged with 3 tasks. First, the restoration of the elements. Second, location the Siegfried. Third, the study of the doppelgangers. All this is only in the prologue of the last showdown against Lucilius. Once a creator of life, now it's destroyer. Oh. Rian. Oh, so it's a 3-double branching. Alright, let's see what's up.
It's baking hot here, as per the usual. Lyria, Vern, you doing okay?
I'm melting.
Whew. I got sweat coming out of places I didn't even know I had. Man, even the shade's sweltering.
This place is perfect. Here, the heat will act as tinder to the fire element and allow its power to blaze forth. Girl in blue, the time is ripe. Summon the Colossus!
On it. Colossus, can you hear me?
Titan clad in steel etern, in thee shall sacred fire burn!
A white feather.
Was that it?
Mm-hmm. All done?
Well, that was no big deal. Still better than a life-threatening sitch, though. Knock on wood.
One element, it's 3 down to go. Things are going smoothly, progressing smoothly for Gran and his team. Meanwhile, in the full study, Tingsha's been holding a hot spring recoup from her injuries.
Captain, over here. Time for bath time with sister. None of that coddling, Narmaya, really. Thanks to Grimnir's magic, I've never felt more alive. Come on, Jita. Gran struck out first so you could get some rest. If the captain's not at 100, neither's the crew. I promise, guys, I'm as good as new.
You went to hell and back. Scars aren't just skin deep, Jita. Rest.
Eustace, you too? Oh, you all are a bunch of big worrywarts. That's only because you're our precious little captain. Now, to the hot springs. This could have been my life. Huh? Wait! But I don't need a bed!
I appreciate your stepping in, Eustace. That Jita, she'd work herself to the bone if we let her.
There's virtue in both work and rest. And I wanted to talk.
About Rayan, I presume? She also has my hair standing on end.
What do you mean?
She's basically a ghost, Catalina. An entity fabricated from stories and enigma. Untouchable. Untraceable.
She said she was from Gran and Jita's hometown, that she met them long ago. I asked around. Not one person on Zinkenstill recalls her past. Couldn't even tell me when she moved in.
We're talking about Beelzebub here. One of the craftiest entities ever to exist. Do you honestly believe he'd borrow something from a child, only to have it slip his mind? Perhaps there's a thread of truth in her tale, but she certainly hasn't shown us the whole picture.
What proof is there she isn't in league with Beelzebub? With the world how it is, we have to believe everyone guilty until proven innocent.
It's true. We have no proof of Rayan's identity or her motives. But Gran and Jita seem to trust her. And perhaps this is naive, but I do too. I just can't sense anything sinister about her.
May I interject? Sorry, dears. I was passing by and happened to overhear.
Of course, Ladiva. Your input is always appreciated.
Rayan is quite the conundrum, isn't she? But perhaps you should be focusing not on what we don't know about her, but on what we do.
And what's that?
The captains let her onto the ship. Doesn't that make her part of the crew?
That's no guarantee.
And didn't Gran and Jita take to her right away? Sometimes, Eustace, it's important to judge people not with the mind, but with the heart.
Gran and Jita have never led us astray. Why doubt them now?
Very well. If Catalina accepts her, then so do I.
Now, mind you, I'm not saying throw all caution to the wind, but Let's keep our suspicions to ourselves, at least for the time being. Is that all right, Eustace?
Understood.
The mystery-filling rain thickens. As with all unknowns, she makes the crew uneasy. But until unearthing all evidence that either indicates or absolves her, they agree to follow the lead of their captains and welcome her to their midst. Yeah, it's just something about it doesn't sit right with me, to be completely honest. A few hours passed. Flushed and rejuvenated by the hot springs, Jida reconvenes with Gran. They board the Grand Cypher and point its prow at the Guste Isles.